All right, y'all. I'm Chris.
I'm Abby.
And welcome to another episode of
Chapter 2 of 11.
The chapter that we're about to read is called Did That Just Happen? Abby's reading the part of Erica. I'll be reading the part of Kai because it's just what flows naturally. And we'll go after that. Now, I need you guys to know up front that it is very awkward for me to read this. While I can write it with no problem, reading it makes me intensely uncomfortable out loud to the other people.
But she makes me read those kind of parts all the time.
Nah, it's cool though. It's cool. I feel like it's okay. I like hearing you read this stuff.
I bet. Because she's nasty. Chapter 2. Did That Just Happen? Sunday, May 18th, 2014. If she's not pleasing you sexually, Kai, then why don't you just leave? I asked as I held the cell phone between my cheek and shoulder while I flipped through hundreds of Uverse channels searching for something to watch.
You don't want to talk?
She responded in a low, sarcastic tone. Kai and I had been best friends since 9th grade. We were coming up on our 15-year friendiversary. I can still remember the very first time I ever saw her. I was sitting next to my boyfriend at the popular table in the green and yellow themed high school cafeteria. This was the popular table because everyone who sat there was either a cheerleader, football player, or on the step team. I sat quietly, wearing my dude's green and yellow Letterman, when Kai walked into the double doors right across from us. The second she crossed the threshold from the outside, she demanded all of my attention. Her physical appearance alone made me question my sexuality. I felt so drawn to her. She had on this fitted white polo shirt and tight khakis. Her large, unruly mane commanded almost as much attention as the sway of her hips. I wanted so badly to say hi to her, to get to know her. She paused as she passed me and made unmistakable eye contact. My entire body tingled. My core shuddered. I was instantly turned on from just her light browns. I looked down, quickly breaking away from the sin she almost brought upon me by simply looking my way. We ended up in the same class. She sat next to me, cracked a joke, and we've been laughing together ever since. She sat next to me, cracked a joke, and we have been laughing together ever since. We tell each other everything. Well, I tell her everything. I always feel like she's holding something back. I lean back on the chase of the black contemporary styled sectional and prop my feet up on the cool leather surface.
So tell me, Erica Thomas, why do you stay? Why don't you find someone that could please you?
Her voice lowered. Her tone became more sensual. I took a deep breath and stared blankly at the pristine white ceiling, as if I could somehow find an answer there. He does please me, just not sexually, I responded, trying to defend my man. The line went completely silent, minus a bit of background noise from her TV. She inhaled deeply, the way a grade school boy takes that deep breath before he hands the infamous circle yes or no note to the girl he's been crushing on since kindergarten. Butterflies began to stir in the pit of my stomach. I knew where this conversation was going. I could practically map it out on Google. Whenever Jason's name comes up, she becomes compelled to convince me that maybe I should try girls. As tempting as coming by someone else's effort sounds, I just can't bring myself to be with a girl. Besides, my father is a pastor. He barely approves of Kai as my friend. He never wanted me to spend the night at her house in high school. I had to sneak around just to hang out with her. To this day, whenever her name comes up, he spews out homophobic scriptures as if gay is contagious and he's trying to quarantine me.
Maybe you need somebody that knows you better.
I paused. Normally, her opening line is straightforward. She never beats around the bush in telling me I need a girlfriend or trying to persuade me to participate in some other lesbian escapades. My interest was piqued. I wanted to know where this was going, even though there was a small voice in my head saying, "Bitch, don't go there." Somebody like who? I entertained. I could hear her swallow hard before she opened her mouth to answer, as if she were giving herself time to properly form the perfect response.
I'm just saying that maybe you need someone who can make your whole body tingle from just one touch. Somebody who could slide their tongue in and out of you until you scream in ecstasy. Someone who could slide inside you and make you come in 11 pumps instead of the other way around.
I squirmed a little against the chase, dropping both my legs and crossing them at the ankles. I squeezed my thighs together as tight as I could at the thought of her tongue being the tongue inside me. My breathing slowed. The breaths became more dramatic. "Stop playing," I said, hardly above a whisper. I tried to give her an out. I knew she wasn't joking, but my mind went blank for any other response.
I'm not. I know what you want. I know what you like. You want to be dominated. You want to be told what to do. You want to be choked while your body explodes from torturous pleasure.
My heart pounded like it was trying to break down the door of my chest. I licked my lips in lust. I could feel the faucet between my legs begin to leak like someone left the water on. Her breaking words let me know she was just as breathless as I was. Though I knew stopping her was right, my curiosity was more intrigued with wrong. I don't have anybody like that, I said shyly, hoping the spirit of Katniss would overtake her and make her volunteer as tribute.
Maybe you do, but you keep overlooking them because of your own biases.
I chuckled as I began to sober up from the little heat of our conversation. I had never heard sexuality referenced to as a bias before.
You flirt with me, then you pretend not to mean anything by it, then you say no when you really mean yes. You know you want me to pin your wrist to the bed with one hand while the other hand creeps down your navel and into your pants.
My hands wandered my body as she spoke. My fingertips slid underneath the waistband of my cheeky Victoria's Secret panties.
You want me to trace the outline of your body, draw circles around it with my fingers till your hips thrust towards me, begging for pleasure while you moan. You're gonna grind the wettest part of you against my hand.
Her voice was weak with want. She needed me. She wanted to feel me, to have me the way she so vividly described. And I wanted her to have me. I wanted to give myself to her. I wanted her to give me what Jason couldn't. My fingers found their way to my pleasure center. I rubbed slowly. My fingers drowned in myself.
You'll beg to feel me inside you. You'll beg me to let you come. I'll stroke my fingers in and out of you. You'll scream my name. Your legs will shake. You'll feel me stroking deep into you until your walls start to tighten and release the biggest orgasm you've ever experienced.
I dipped my index and middle fingers in and out of myself. Her words, in that very moment, weren't just words. They were real life. My hands were hers. She was making love to me on Jason's couch. My back arched. My legs quivered uncontrollably. I breathed against the moaning that wanted nothing more than to escape my lips. My eyes closed so tight I could see tiny colorful circles in the dark of my eyelids. My chest heaved up and down. I pulled my hands from the warmth of my Vickies. Clear wetness glistened down my palm. The line had gone quiet. Her breathing was slow and heavy, much like mine before I allowed myself to masturbate to the fantasy she created for me.
I want you, Erica.
I want you too, Kai. The words came out of my mouth before I could stop them, but there was no turning back now.
Then give in to me. Let me have you. I promise you won't regret it.
I sucked in my bottom lip and held it between my teeth. Even though I'm unquestionably attracted to Kai, I just can't be her girlfriend. 1, I'm not gay. 2, Jason and Ashley. And 3, we have years of friendship at risk if things go south. Besides, I love Dee too much to just trade it in for something I came into this world equipped with.
Look, I gotta go. Ashley is here. I'll call you later.
Alright.
You better answer,
she said in a sexy take this deep voice. I liked it though. Whatever. I laughed, as if I weren't turned on by her take charge demeanor. I could hear her smile through the phone. I smiled back as I pressed in and disconnected from the first day of the rest of my life.
Ooh, excellent reading there.
Yes.
All right, so now we're gonna cut there. What we're gonna do now is record the second part, which is our talk about it, where we actually discuss the chapter. Yes, talk about it, girl. Talk about it. Where we talk about the chapter and how it relates to our lives, how it relates to real life, and what things real people like you guys are actually dealing with from this chapter.
Yeah.
So we'll close out. Thanks for tuning in to the chapter 2 read of 11. I'm Chris.
I'm Abby.
Together we're AK Sebring. Peace.